All right. Friday, February 12th, TGIF. I want to thank everybody for last couple Flawed vlogs. People seem to be liking them. Maybe you're onto something, maybe you're not. Anyway, want to let everybody know new episode of Flawed Cast is up. Some of it's up. It's up on Spotify and Apple. I'm looking at the computer right now, and the video portion's uploading. So you can find that, flawedinc.com, Flawedcast, Flawedcast CLE. But I'm going to do something fun today. Many people that know me well, I, like John Shaft of The Complicated Man, no one can understand me but my woman, which I don't have, but at any rate. I used to be a music journalist, and that was probably my dream job during that time of my life. I loved it. A lot of famous people I worked with, great people. Actually, a lot of the posters you see behind me are people that I worked with that I actually ended up befriending, so they're all signed and stuff. They would do that for me. It was great. Nonetheless, I have a very hate relationship with the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame, or Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they just released their 2021 inductees list, and there's a bunch of people on the list. So today we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you my picks, my first picks, my who should go in, and then the second. So there's a bunch of names. I have them all here. I'm going to read the names. I'm going to tell you who I think should go in first draft. And then we'll kind of just talk about it. So I want to do something different, kind of harken back to my old days of music journalism, because I do miss it, but I feel like the more spiritual, the more political, socio-cultural commentary is just really more important for me to focus on. But nonetheless, we can. That's what this is for. I can call back. Can call back to those days. Anyway, so here's the list: Mary J. Blige, Kate Bush, Devo, Foo Fighters, The Go-Go's, Iron Maiden, Jay-Z, Shaka Khan, Carole King, Fela Kuti, LL Cool J, The New York Dolls, Rage Against the Machine, Todd Rundgren, Tina Turner, and Dionne Warwick. No, ma'am, I do not know the way to Santa Fe. But anyway, so six of these people are going to be inducted, and they're going to get it wrong. I think there's a good chance that two of my picks will definitely get in. My first tier picks will definitely get in. And let me just go through those. So first and foremost, there's Kate Bush. Huge fan of hers. The one album of hers that I really love has the Running Up the Hill was a huge hit of hers. Super influential. Any female artist that was sort of alternative, sort of, I'm thinking like Florence and the Machine would be a very contemporary. Like I hear Florence and the Machine and I think Kate Bush. But like Sarah McLachlan, Tori Amos, people like that, like were directly inspired by Kate Bush. I love Kate Bush. Definitely she should go in. She won't, but I think she should. Iron Maiden. Now, I love metal. Classic metal, some of the newer metal, some of the 80s cheese stuff, I just can't process. Sorry, Joey. But Iron Maiden is so influential and so innovative. I'm not a huge fan. I can't stand Bruce Dickinson's vocals. That over-the-top operatic, kind of thing. In that setting, I just can't stand. Run to the Hills is a great song. It's probably their most famous song. But they need to go. They're super influential. I don't think they will. Next pick is Carole King. If you don't know Carole King, her album Tapestry, go get it right now. Stop this video, go get it, and then come back and listen. It is some of the most exquisite, timeless, and poignant music ever written. So Far Away is probably one of my top 20 favorite songs ever. But Carole King definitely needs to go in. She has written so many songs for so many other people that you would know, that you wouldn't even know she wrote, but she definitely needs to go in, and I do think she will go in. LL Cool J, the GOAT, the greatest MC of all time, LL Cool J. This is the 6th time he has been here. I don't know how Tupac, how Biggie, honestly, even the Beastie Boys, I can make a case for the Beastie Boys, but how other hip hop groups were inaugurated or inducted, excuse me, they're not presidents. No, presidents are installed these days, but nonetheless. How he has been overlooked. It's a crime. And this is one of the things that just creases me about the Rock Hall. You know, it's like Rush, Kiss, Bon Jovi. Like, these are bands that have been over. The Cure, good God almighty. These are bands that were grossly overlooked for, I would say, nothing but political reasons. I would argue Uncle L is the same way. Todd Rundgren. Todd Rundgren is a very successful solo musician, but he's also produced, he's produced some of my favorite albums. Bat Out of Hell, 1 and 2. He produced Stage Fright by The Band. My band is my favorite group. Someone's blowing up my pager, sorry. But this guy needs to be inducted. He just, on face value alone, merits. I think this is the first time he's been nominated. And then Tina Turner. She's already in there with Ike and Tina, but Ike ruled that group, that relationship with an iron fist. But, Tina Turner, on her own merits, she deserves that. Now, I'm going to go through my second tier. Mary J., because, quite frankly, there's no one like her. The only thing that making her on the second tier is I don't think has enough time under her belt. I think people like Tina Turner needs to be inducted way before Mary J. Blige. That's all I'm going to say. Devo, not a big fan. Actually, I don't even like Whip It, but they're super influential Ohio group. Mark Mothersbaugh has come from that band, and he's scored a lot of different movies and things like that. But Devo in and of itself was super influential, super popular. For some reason, I always think of Talking Heads when I think of them. So I believe they should go in. Now, the Foo Fighters, I think they're going to go in right away. Right away. And there's a legitimate case for that. Dave Grohl is the statesman of real rock and roll, real music, 3 chords and the truth kind of a thing. And they deserve. I know they're going to get in, and I have no problem with that. Dave Grohl, I would say, is also already inducted into the Rock Hall because of Nirvana. So this isn't his first rodeo, if you will, but I think Foo Fighters definitely deserve this nod. Shaka Khan, God almighty. I mean, there's a lot of female representation this year, and I think that's pretty cool. Not that there isn't before, but I think there's a deliberate attempt to do that. Shaka, definitely. She is every woman, so she needs to go on that list. The New York Dolls. Now, a lot of people really aren't familiar with New York Dolls. Once again, they are one of those super influential groups. Their first album is a glam rock masterpiece that needs to be touted right next to stuff by T-Rex, Mark Bolan. David Bowie's early stuff, Alain Sane, Ziggy Stardust, things like that. I mean, these guys are right in that vein. They are as influential in that respect. Buster Poindexter actually was the front man of that group, and he had a big hit in the late 80s with Hot, Hot, Hot. I'm a dork, so that's where that comes from. Rage Against the Machine. They were on last couple years' list, and I think now's a good time. I think when they were first nominated, it was just a little too soon. But I think now's the time. Of this list, they are the only band like it. Even more so than Iron Maiden, who is more of a heavy metal band also. But Rage Against the Machine definitely deserves to be on there now. I think they earned it. And they've also inspired Limp Bizkit. Take that for what you will. But nonetheless, this is my list. This is my first tier, second tier. I want to hear what you think. I want to know what you would pick, who you would pick. Who did they miss? Who did they forget? There's so many people, and it's so hard because there's so many people I've missed that, Journey, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I can't, Stevie Ray Vaughan he is my favorite guitar player of all time. I don't know. Anyway, Jesus and Mary Chain is another band I think would definitely deserve to go. What do you think? Let me know. Like I said, today is a little different, a little more, I say, harken back to my roots, and I could expound on a lot of these and sing some of the songs, but I won't because I don't want to torture you guys. I don't want to lose what little audience I have. But nonetheless, new episode is out. Listen to that, share that. We appreciate it. And while you're doing that, make sure you get in the arena.